Okay, the following is kind of a public service announcement. Are you trying to get more listens on Spotify? So if you are a singer-songwriter and you've written a song or two or maybe an album and you're trying to get more plays on Spotify, this is going to be for you. It's not for snowflakes. A bit of tough love. Trigger warning: if you get your knickers twisted or you melt at the first sign of some bit of criticism, turn away, because this is just going to annoy you and it's gonna cause you problems, not me, because I don't care what you think about this. The good Lord above, the Spirit, inspired me to do this. It's a little bit inspired by a recent video by Mary Splendor. I'll put a link down below. This is also inspired by a recent video from Rick Beato. You can go watch them. They're good videos, but this is one to tell you what the problem is, why you're not getting views. It's also inspired by my experience. I don't know. It's inspired by the Lord. So if you want to argue with this, you're arguing with the Lord. And also, if you're about to comment on my opinion, then you're just as retarded as what you're about to type. It's a colloquialism, by the way. But if you are mentally retarded, I apologize if you're going to argue about that. Like, it's just an opinion. It's just a thought, not for you to argue with. I don't really care what you think. I'm just saying this as something to consider. I don't mean to. I'm just going to offend some people. Fuck it. So I'm going to tell you the real secret to how to get more plays on Spotify. You may like it, you may not like it, but just consider all of this, okay? Number one, why do you want to be a singer-songwriter in the first place? Do you want to go and tour all over the world? You really have to ask yourself that, because Spotify or whatever, like, you don't make money off of writing and distributing music these days, unless you're really huge. That's just the way it is. You know, I mean, you could argue it and complain about it all you want.
Top 10 tips to help your track blow up on Spotify. The secret to supercharging your social media. 5 tips to how to release a single in 2024. Why you shouldn't release a single in 2024.
Building a direct, personal connection with your audience should be your number one priority.
It's not going to change it, but the number one way, if you want to make money in music, is you have to perform live. Is that something that appeals to you? Is that what you want to do? If you've never experienced that, you don't know what it's like. I used to be in an original band in Los Angeles, and we were writing music, and I thought I wanted to be a rock star and travel all over the world. And then when I started having kids, I was like, I actually don't want to do that. Like, I actually think I don't want to write music to then have to go and play it all over the world, because, like, I knew you're not going to make money off of an album. And this became a lot more relevant later as a lot of the free distribution came about, because even after I moved here to Ireland, I started writing an album. But then I was like, what? Why am I even doing that? So I stopped writing music because I had to question my motivation for doing it. So I was like, okay, why am I actually writing this? Why am I writing an album? Why am I writing? Like, what am I going to do with this when it's done? Like, what's the point? So I kind of abandoned that project. But the thing is, like, I wrote over like 400 songs, kind of a verse and a chorus and stuff like that. And I have all these on an old mini disc player or something like that, because I felt always compelled to write. So you have to understand your motivation. Are you compelled to write, or are you writing for a purpose? Do you have something to say, or do you just like the thought of writing songs or being a songwriter, or it's just so easy, it's fun to play around with, and then you just started writing stuff? Like, what's your motivation? Do you just like writing songs? If you just like writing songs, that is that is going to be key to all of this. This is also actually inspired by a friend of mine who has been writing singles and putting them out. Once they've released a single, I see them constantly on all the social media, TikTok, Instagram, all this, singing along with their song, and they're like, oh, my new song is out, I'll go check out my new song, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, if your song was good, you wouldn't have to do that. If your personality was such that people are attracted to your personality, then they may like whatever you put out. A lot of these things are down to your songs aren't good enough. If they're just average or mediocre, your songs aren't good enough. And then number two, maybe your personality is just, it's putting people off. It's that people smell desperation. And when they see you going, go and check out my, my singles out, yay. It's like, that reminds me of like a kid who scribbled some one color crayon on a page to show their parent, just so the parent could go, oh, that's amazing. And this is like a 2-year-old a child, right? That's okay for a 2-year-old child. But when you get older and you write a song and you have to cram it down people's throats to try and get, your friends or whatever to listen to it, it's probably not a good song. It's probably not that great. So how do we fix all this? It's not just my own opinion. This comes from ABBA and loads of other people. And it's not something that I wouldn't do myself, because I have done this. Write more songs. If you continually write songs, you will eventually write one that's really, really good. But it may not be until you've written 200 songs. It may not be until you've written 300, 400, who knows? It could come at song number 5, could be song number 1, the first song you ever write. It's amazing. That could be it. Not likely, but that could be. The thing is, if you listen to all of the artists that Rick Beato talks about in his video, like he talks about like Nirvana, Led Zeppelin, like all these greats throughout time, they wrote good songs. Let me give you an example. You could say, oh yeah, they're just all old and you're just Gen X, you're just a little bitter old man yelling at the clouds. Yeah, probably. So what? It's my opinion. But if you look recently at someone who stood out and wrote a good song, at least a good song that was really cool, that stuck out, was Billie Eilish. I'm a bad guy. That was a cool song. It was different. The thing is that write more songs. ABBA said this. So they did that. They wrote a song every day. Is this hard to do? Not really. In my case, you go, well, did you ever write a song? Yes, I did. Go look on my Instagram. Rock Your Best Vocals. Instagram. You can look at my stories. The stories is where I just saved them all to stories. You could look, I wrote a song every day for over a year. And were any of them good? I don't know. You can go back and look at them and you be the judge. I don't really care. My point was, in writing those, was to show people that you could do that. You could write a song a day. It's not that difficult. Sit down and write the song a day. Now you go, well, those are just a verse and a chorus and blah, blah, blah. Well, Prince wrote and produced a whole song every day. And you go, well, I'm not Prince, or I don't have time, or blah, blah, blah. Well, argue for your weakness, snowflake, if you want. That's totally cool. But remain where you're at, which is in the complete, perpetual, virtual, unknown world of you're just sitting there on Instagram or TikTok trying to get someone to listen to your one damn song that's mediocre. So you can take 5 minutes out of the day, each day, write a different song. That's what I did. Go look at my Instagram. I'm not asking you to go and comment on those songs in this video or in those particular songs or stories. I don't really care. Like I said, I don't care what you think about them. That's the beauty of it, is write songs and just don't really write something that comes through you that is just inspired, and don't toil over a song. Just write it and get on to the next one. Write it, better even to finish it. Like if you're a finisher, then that's even better, which is what Prince was. He wrote and finished a song every day, but he didn't go on to like Instagram or TikTok and go, listen to my new song, blah, blah, blah. He just kept writing. He was obsessed with writing. That's why I ask you, what's your motivation for writing? Is it to write one song and hopefully, keep promoting that song and whatever, and then you'll eventually make 50 cents on Spotify? Or are you just so compelled with writing that you can't stop writing, that you have to write more songs? That is the best place to be, because if you're obsessed with writing, it's so easy these days to produce songs and to come up with a new idea every day that you can just become detached from that song. And that's a beautiful place to be, because if you're attached to any one song, you're going to get crushed if people like it or don't like it or whatever. Maybe more so if they don't like it, but you're going to probably put your own self-worth in that song, whether people like it or don't like it, versus just doing it. And then as one country artist, I can't remember what friggin' artist it was, but he said, I write for the trash can, right? No, I'm saying for I always used to say, write for the bin. I just write for the bin. Just write the song and then get on to the next one. Don't toil over the song. Don't become attached to the song. It's like taking a crap. You take the crap and you flush it. If people like it somewhere down the line, then great. If not, great. Who cares? You may look back at it before you flush it and go, ooh, that was a good one. And then flush it. Move on to the next one. Don't toil over it. Don't worry about it. Don't whatever. And you can let me know in the comments below what you think. I'll read them. I don't really care what you say. And if, like I said earlier, if it's a hateful, retarded comment, I'm just going to block you anyway, so don't waste your time. Waste your time, or should I say spend your time, writing better songs. That's the key. Write better songs. Write more songs. That's how to get more plays on Spotify. Hallelujah. Thank you, Lord, for sending that through to whoever needs to hear it. God bless you. Have a nice day. Rock your best vocals where your best keeps getting better. See you on the next one. Oh yeah, by the way, if you like this one, or if you hate it, check that one out, because that one is roughly along the same lines. Until the next one, peace, rock your best vocals.